Hello. Today we have the pleasure to have with us Sylvester Holop, the Deputy Director of the Joint Secretariat of the Interreg Slovakia-Hungary program. And Sylvester is going to tell us about the Territorial Action Plan's tape for employment. So Sylvester, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Philip. Welcome, everybody. The first reason why we started to think about using territorial approach in our program was the scope of the third priority axis. In 2010, the unemployment rate in some counties of the program area reached more than 20%. As you can see, this phenomenon was not really determined by the border. Neighboring Slovak and Hungarian counties had very similar conditions. Side effects of the unemployment like poverty, migration, and aging population were serious. For MC members representing the central and eastern counties, it was crucial to channel more resources into the local economy and to increase the rate of employment. Therefore, these counties argued successfully to have the 8th thematic objective in our program. We knew that we cannot compete with mainstream programs for economic development, social inclusion, and transport. It was obvious that our isolated small-scale investments around the border would have very limited effect on employment. So we had to find a solution which is able to ensure the critical mass of actions of various types which might have real and sustainable impact on employment and labor mobility. The other reason for using territorial approach was that regional disparities of the European Union are relevant on our program at full range. Bratislava is usually between the top 10 emerging regions of the EU, while North Hungary or Košický Kraj are usually between the most disadvantaged regions. Since we could not apply general solutions for the whole programming area, again, we had to find a solution which is able to channel the local needs, channel the local challenges of a specific territory. It was obvious that the most adequate way to increase the level of employment is to create new jobs. But if we want to create real and sustainable jobs, we have to leave our comfort zone and open our funds directly for the private sector. So in short, we couldn't apply a single project approach because of its limited effect on labor market. On the other hand, we could not apply a top-down approach stating same conditions for the whole program area because it's huge disparities. So the task was to design a call which is able to channel the real and local needs and possibilities of different regions, ensure the critical mass of actions which are big enough to have real impact, and connect the public and private sector in order to create real and sustainable working places. And of course, to fit all these conditions in a cross-border call for proposal. Since the usual selection approach was not applicable, the program management body started to design a completely new two-round competitive call. The development and selection procedure was based on a joint cross-border development plan called Territorial Action Plan for Employment. This is our tape. The foundation of the plan is a carefully outlined target area. The target area had to be geographically continuous, including territories of both member states, and had to form coherent unit, geographical, economic, and social, in order to be able to deal with challenges of the labor market or certain clusters of economic activity. Each action plan had to sketch up minimum 3 up to 8 investment or soft projects, which were in synergic or complementary relation. Support type of actions were divided into 7 categories. Of course, not all projects had to create new working places, but all had to contribute to the overall objective of the tape. After the objectives were set and the round of beneficiaries were chosen, for some of them it was really challenging to fit into the measures of the classic cross-border project. Since SMEs never applied for Interreg funds before, most of them were really afraid to take the role of the lead beneficiary. We knew that after the approval of the individual project, the tape, which creates the umbrella and the action plan about about each project, could easily fall apart. So we introduced an individual project called coordination communication, which is led by the organization who was fully responsible for the coordination between the different stakeholders. It was fully responsible to elaborate the action plan itself, which was the application form for the first round, and they are still fully responsible for the overall accomplishment of the tape. We also wanted to improve the selection procedure as well. We created a brand new assessment grid and divided the criteria between 3 different parties according to their knowledge and experiences. Some criteria were assessed by the JS, some by the territorial experts delegated by the counties, and some by the carefully selected external assessors. The whole selection procedure lasts more than 2 years, and the average duration of a tape is usually 4 years. So you can see there was really no place for mistakes or second try. We had to do everything in line with all the regulations, including state aid regulations, of course. And we had to do everything in a way that it's feasible for our stakeholders, it's feasible for our beneficiaries. In the first round, the MC approved 9 tapes in line with the allocation, which was more than 34 million euros. The average budget of the action plan is 4 million euros. After the first round, applicants were requested to submit the application form for each project indicated in tapes. However, before we launched this second round, we invited the representatives of the coordination projects and ensured them the possibility to participate on the elaboration of the second call for proposals. We also ensured the possibility for all the beneficiaries to join project consultation meetings in order to have really quality projects. Since the second round was rather a common project development between the beneficiaries and the JS, the quality assessment for the second round was fully undertaken by the JS. After the assessment, the MC of our program approved 47 projects. Approved projects belong into 9 action plans and are showing unique variety, which could never be handled within a classic call. Just a few examples. We support requalification trainings to improve the quality of the workforce. The renovation of secondary school workshops and training centers to improve the educational conditions. We support research applicable by SMEs to create better products. We support building of fabrication laboratory where SMEs can create their own prototypes for free. We support the renovation of retirement homes. And of course, we support the development of social services in order to return the 60+ age group on the labor market. We support restoration of a traditional but already forgotten agriculture built on industrial hemp. We support the renovation of small village markets and the creation of local brands to enhance the local food production and marketing. We support small and medium-sized enterprises directly to purchase machinery or to build assembly halls to increase their production premises and human capacities. We support the renovation of accommodation facilities for workers, and we are building new border crossing roads and bridges to enhance the cross-border labor mobility as well. We think these projects or similar projects would have very limited effect as standalone projects. But we believe that as a part of the Territorial Action Plan, which was created by local stakeholders coming from different fields and sectors, these development actions might have real impact on labor mobility and might have real impact on employment as well. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Sylvester, for sharing with us your experiences of your territorial approach and the Territorial Action Plan for employment, both the positive experience, but also the challenges and the lessons learned, which will for sure be a very good piece of information and inspiration for other programs. Thank you very much.